for the defense and security of the country. It will enhance household income, support infrastructure development, our farmers, industry education, and very importantly, the health sector amongst others. We have a saying that Sukhasya Moolam Dharma, Dharmasya Moolam Artha, Arthasya Moolam Rajyam. I mean, Sukh, that is happiness, is based in Dharma, that is progressive work. Dharma is based in Arth, that is wealth. और अर्थ को इस्टेब्लिश करना is the job of government and the private industries. This our government is doing very well. My brothers and sisters, this first ever digital union budget came in the backdrop of COVID-19. The pandemic was a severe setback to economic growth in general and industrial sector in particular. The impact was felt more by small and medium-sized companies, I mean MSMEs, given the challenges of disruption in supply chains and liquidity. Ladies and gentlemen, at every stage of these difficult times, it was the endeavor of the government under the guidance of Honorable Prime Minister to provide a support system to the affected sectors by all means available at our disposal. You are aware of the series of steps taken by the government in the form of economic stimulus and policy initiatives last year. They were aimed at supporting the common people and the industry alike. We choose to continue with our policy of accelerating economic growth and creating job opportunities in this year's budget. Our aim was to not only bring the economy back on its positive trajectory, but also seek opportunities as a result of this challenge. One of the foremost ideas that was strengthened as a result was of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Friends, the sentiment and approach of Atmanirbharta also defined our approach towards the defense sector as part of the union budget. The defense budget has seen an unprecedented increase of 18.75% in capital outlay over the last year and 30% over the year before, which is the highest in the last 15 years. Apart from defense pensions, the budget witnessed an increase of rupees 24,792 crore over financial year 2020-2021. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a close linkage between four factors that drive procurement decisions in defense. These are the threats we face, our aspirations, capability development initiatives, and advancements in technology. While all these factors evolve over time, yet the attempt remains to provide a degree of continuity as part of the decision-making cycle. I feel that close cooperation between users, I mean to say armed forces, and manufacturers can assist in reducing the gap between the aspirations of the armed forces and the reality of manufacturers. For the armed forces, it would bring state-of-the-art technology, and for manufacturers, the opportunity to develop it. I would therefore urge our industry partners and the users to remain forward-looking and to ensure that advancement in technology becomes an inherent factor for taking forward this mutually beneficial relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, the only way to cater for technological advancements in an attempt to remain ahead of the curve and yet remain frugal is by making in India and thinking global, or you could say the mantra, make in India, make for the world. The defense industry represents a niche domestic market. Eventually, the industry can only thrive by going global. This is the reason why our government is actively promoting and facilitating not only domestic manufacture, but also an export-oriented defense industry. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the most important factor that is going to drive the domestic industry is indigenization or Atmanirbhar Bharat. We understand that this may lead to higher initial costs. However, the long-term importance of indigenization in defense manufacture dictates that we will willingly take on this short-term impact to build Indian defense industry for the future. Keeping this objective in mind, Ministry of Defence has set a target to achieve a turnover of rupee 1,75,000 crore. I mean 25 billion US dollar, including export of rupee 35,000 crore. I mean 5 billion US dollar in aerospace and defense goods and services by the year 2024. India plans to spend $130 billion on military modernization in the next 5 years. Recently, orders for 83 indigenously designed and developed LCA Make 1A worth rupee 48,000 crore have been awarded to Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. The contract for indigenously designed light combat helicopter is likely to be signed soon. Towards this goal, Ministry of Defence has taken many steps. One of the important one being bifurcation of the capital procurement budget into domestic and foreign capital procurement routes to ensure procurement of domestic industries. My ministry has planned to invest about 63% of the outlay for 2021-2022 on domestic procurement. That is about rupees 70,221 crore for domestic defense procurement during for 2021-22. This increase will have a positive impact on enhanced domestic procurement, having multiplier effect on our industries, including MSME and startups. It would also increase the employment in defense sector. Ladies and gentlemen, a major factor for speeding up the procurement process relates to faster decision making and delegation of financial powers. Keeping this in mind, recently our government has approved enhanced delegation of financial powers under capital procurement for items of capital nature such as overhauls, refits, upgrades, etc. This will enhance the utility of existing assets and facilitate faster processing and implementation of projects. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to realize the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Government of India has brought many reforms in last 6 years. There is a clear focus of the government on ease of doing business to encourage foreign OEMs to set up manufacturing units in India, develop joint ventures and promote private participation in defense sector. I would like here to name a few, just to emphasize that the new budget is in continuation of our past commitments and indicates policy stability too. Industrial licensing requirements have been eliminated for a number of items. Where the industrial license is still required, the process has been simplified. Ladies and gentlemen, government has notified 46 items under the latest Public Procurement Order 2017, for which there is a local capacity available. The procurement of these items shall be done from local suppliers only, irrespective of the purchase value. Recently, the offset policy has been revised in 2020 with thrust on attracting FDI and transfer of technology for defense manufacturing. Higher multipliers have been assigned to offset discharge in case of developments of MSMEs, manufacturing in India, transfer of technology, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, Defense Procurement Procedure 2016 has been revised as a Defence Acquisition Procedure 2020. It is driven by the tens of defence reforms announced as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. In order to promote indigenous design and development of defence equipment by Indian IDDM has been accorded topmost priority for procurement of capital equipment in DAP 2020. During current financial year, rupees 75,000 crore worth AONs have been accorded out of which 87% relate to Make in India. Ministry is also working on bringing down the delays in timelines of capital acquisition. We will make efforts to complete the defence acquisition within 2 years instead of the existing 3 to 4 years being taken on the average. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, Ministry of Defence has notified a negative list of 101 items for which there would be an embargo on the import beyond the timeline indicated against them. This is a big step towards achieving self-reliance in defence. This will offer a great opportunity to the Indian defence industry to manufacture these items using their own design and development capabilities to meet the requirements of the armed forces in the coming years. The negative list provides a long-term visibility on defence procurement plans. This shows our resolve towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. We now intend to notify the next list of items. I would like to repeat here. We will now intend to notify the next list of items and will also request Secretary DMA that they should also consider including certain spares currently being procured from outside so that we could indigenize the same. I look forward to the discussions on this subject later today. Ladies and gentlemen, the embargo on imports is planned to be progressively implemented between 2020 to 2024. All necessary steps would be taken to ensure that timelines for production of equipment as per the negative import list are met, which will include a coordinated mechanism for hand-holding of the industry by the defence services. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may be aware, the make procedure of capital procurement has been progressively simplified. There is a provision for funding up to 70% of development cost by the government to Indian industry under Make 1 category, and in addition, there are specific reservations for the MSME under the Make procedure. Recently, financial powers have also been enhanced to support prototype development under Make 1. This is in line with government's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India for a robust defence industrial ecosystem. Similarly, procedure for Make 2 category, which was introduced in DPP 2016 to encourage indigenous development and manufacture of defence equipment, has number of industry-friendly provisions such as relaxation of eligibility criterion, minimal documentation, provision for considering proposals suggested by industry or individual, etc. So far, 55 projects relating to Army, Navy and Air Force have been accorded. Approval in principle valuing about rupee 30,000 crores. A new Make 3 procedure has also been introduced in a DAP 2020 so that the Indian firms may manufacture defence items locally either in collaboration with or TOT from foreign OEMs. Apart from these, Government of India has also established Technology Development Fund scheme under Make in India initiative to create an ecosystem for enhancing cutting-edge technology capability by inculcating research and development culture in industry for building indigenous state-of-art systems for defense applications and import substitutions. Our flagship program of innovation for defense excellence is also making headways into greater innovation. To give a major boost to innovative defense technology and support startups based in the country, Ministry of Defense has planned to channelize about rupees 1,000 crore during 2021-22 for procurement from IDEX startups. We understand the importance of collaboration and cooperation if India has to emerge as a manufacturer of repute at the global stage. Therefore, the government has notified the strategic partnership model in May 2017. It envisages establishment of long-term strategic partnership with Indian entities through a transparent and a competitive process. There would be tie-ups with global original equipment manufacturers to seek technology transfers and to set up domestic manufacturing infrastructure and supply chains. My brothers and sisters, I have provided details of a number of initiatives that will help promote domestic manufacture. We wish to fully support the industry through these steps and also to collaborate with technology leaders from across the world. Ladies and gentlemen, our initiatives have resulted in staggering 700% growth in defense exports in the last 6 years. India entered in the list of top 25 exporters in the world as per data established by SIPRI in 2020. We have also notified the Open General Export License, a one-time export license which permits the industry to export specified items to specified destinations enumerated in the OGEL. To widen the investment base, brothers and sisters, to widen the investment base, the Government of India has enhanced the FDI in defense sector up to 75% under automatic route and 100% under government route. This would further act as a catalyst for foreign players to invest in India. The opening up of the defense sector for private sector participation is helping foreign OEMs enter into strategic partnership with Indian companies and leverage opportunities in the domestic market as well as global markets. Due to these reforms, the FDI in India in defense sector has jumped by more than 200%. Rupees 2,871 crore worth FDI has been invested in defense sector in last 6 years. Ladies and gentlemen, through this small recap of the new budgetary provisions as well as the larger policy steps that we have been taking over a medium term, I want to emphasize that the government wants to provide a robust and stable positive policy regime backed by budgetary thrust wherever required. Or I can assure you that policy initiatives taken in the recent past and the proposals and initiatives outlined in the budget are part of a continuum that aims at supporting and facilitating defense manufacture in India in a big way. Looking at the future, our vision goes beyond self-sufficiency of the domestic requirement. We seek a global role for our defense industry. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to express my expectations from my partners. I expect and hope that the recent initiatives taken by the government will be utilized by the industry to not merely to meet the envisaged targets but also to exceed them. This is perhaps the best time for industrial houses to invest in research, design and development and manufacturing facilities. I hope to see greater focus on dual-use technologies, especially in the aerospace sector, and also in establishing maintenance, repair, overhaul facilities. In the past, the enthusiasm shown by young innovators has been particularly encouraging. I wish that our youth participates in defense innovation and takes it forward in leaps and bounds. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed that the various interactive sessions will be held today. These sessions will deal with the defense ecosystem by the Defense Secretary, industry perspectives on defense budget 2021-2022, discussions by Department of Military Affairs officials on negative list, procurement and acquisition issues by acquisition wing, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, this exercise of having 2 days interactive event with you only indicates the government's vision and intention to work hand in hand with industry. I also hope that this opportunity to interact with senior officials from the armed forces and the MOD civil servants will help answer any queries you have. This is indeed a unique opportunity. Please feel free to seek any clarification and details about defense budgetary and defense procurement related issues during the course of 2 days proceedings. Ladies and gentlemen, I would here add a small word of advice. Generally, in forums like this, when we deliberate at the national or macro level, we tend to forget the micro picture. We tend to forget the actual project or field level difficulty which might be faced by our MSME units or small supply chain partners. We need to keep them and the whole chain in mind when we discuss any policy, budgetary or otherwise. This will help us in achieving our objectives better. I am sure that the deliberations of the day will throw up options and solutions in our collective bid to seek the right answers for not only becoming Atmanirbhar but also a Vishwavyapi, worldwide defense manufacturer and exporter. I wish you all the very best for the successful conduct of this webinar. Jai Hind.
नमस्कार, मैं हूं मानक गुप्ता। अगर आपको हमारा ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो इसे लाइक और शेयर जरूर करें और हां, हमें सब्सक्राइब और फॉलो करना ना भूलें ताकि आप देश और दुनिया की कोई खबर मिस ना करें। तो जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ और देखते रहिए न्यूज़ 24।